Okay, this is how you run the daily report. I'm going to go a little bit slow so that I can explain everything and show it to people who might be running the report for the first time. In an ideal world, you can run a report in about 10 minutes. This is going to take quite a bit longer than that. One quick thing to note, this sheet has a lot of formulas in it, which are not locked, and you do not need to change them. The intent of the formulas is to make filling out the report much faster for you and more reliable because you're not doing anything manually. The only things that you need to change manually are in yellow, only these yellow cells. Everything else is a number that should be stagnant. So um, I'm just going to go ahead and run through this starting at the top. And there are directions over here. This is just going through those directions. So first I'm going to pull my vacancy report. Under leasing reports, unit vacancy detail, I'm going to put the property in. And for me, because I'm doing 750 and it's a larger property, I'm just going to go ahead and export this because all of my notice properties that are like lease end move outs are just confusing this picture. So I'm just going to export it. And the best thing to do when you export is to delete the property name and this blank column so that you can turn on your filters and play around with it. I'll have to take one quick step back because the first thing you really should do is create a new tab down here by pressing that plus sign. I'm going to put in today's date. It's the 11th. I'm going to select all, control copy, go to my new tab, paste, and change my date, prepared by me. So now I'm ready to change my vacancy. And I'm going to filter out my noticed so I don't have to be confused by that. So now I'm just looking at vacant, rented, unrented. You can do two things here. You could use your filter to first look at the 750 units, for example, or you can select all again, go to data, sort by square feet. It would also be an easy way to do it. So I'm looking at my 750s first. I have 6 of them and they are all unrented, you can see here. So I'm going to click on my other report. I've got 6 vacant, 0 rented. And my 985s, I've got 5 vacant and 2 rented. For my 1030s, I've got 5 vacant and 2 rented. You can see that's changing the numbers here because these are formulas. Now I'm looking at my 1050s. I've got 1, it's unrented, and for my 1275s I have 5 and 2 of them are rented. So 1050, that's 1, 0 rented, and 5 with 2 rented. Okay. So then I have my total vacant, my total leased, and my total available. Again, you can see right up here it's got a formula. and these all have formulas. They change automatically. So now this information is correct. It's good now because I can see, look, I need to focus on leasing out my 1-bedrooms. 1050s are tight. Everything else is about the same, so it needs an equal amount of attention. So next, I'm going to be looking at my evictions, and this is really going to tie into my delinquency and collections. So this report, my delinquency report here, I'm going to first just do evictions so I can get this number correct. If you don't know the unit types off the top of your head, you can add unit type. So now it's over here. I'm just going to sort by that. If you click up on the top, it resorts it. Pull up my page here, and so I have 2 750s under eviction. I have 1 985. I've got 2 1030s, no 1050s, and 3 1275s. So just to check, that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm missing one of these over here. 2 750s. Oh, no 1050s. That's what it is. Okay. So that's correct now. So now I'm going to look at my 0 to 30, 30 plus, and eviction. And just to be clear on this, my 0 to 30 and 30 plus includes this 12,536. This is just to give me an idea of, okay, how much of my 0 to 30 and 30 plus, which is the sum of this number, you can see here, G15 plus a G16, there's your formula, you're excluding this eviction. But this is just for me to know, okay, of my 63,000, 12,536 I'm probably not going to collect. So I'm going to look at my total amount receivable here. It's 18,034. You can forget about the cents. So now for my evictions, I've got 18,000. What is that? 034. I don't like to have it that big. Okay, so now I want to look at my 0 to 30 and 30 plus, and I need to include eviction. So rather than going back and doing a new report, I'm just going to turn on my filter, press Control, and do current, and notice is also included. Past and future don't matter. Filter that out, and this is super easy. Total amount receivable, I've got 99,779, but I'm looking at my 030 and my 30 plus, so I'm just gonna make that a little smaller. Okay, my 030, 60,232. And my 30 plus is 39,546. Does that match? 99778? Yep, it does. So I'm good there. So now this part is complete. Obviously that's a huge number to have. 0 to 30. Where that starts to translate is over here on my collections. So my gross potential collections is 182,014 as of this date. Total month to date is just my full collections. I'm going to run that report first real quick. That is my cash flow, and 750. This month to date, usually it does it automatically for you. Either one is fine, they're the same thing. And my total is 145,648. your gross potential collections, this is confusing because we're not all 100% uniform on the way that we input our charges for the rent roll. If you look here real quick, just to show you, my total rent roll here is showing, this is the current rent, is showing 185,306. If I go to rent roll itemized, and I'm going to do 750, I'm going to do rental income, and again I'm holding down control. Section 8, month-to-month fees, those are included. Other income doesn't matter. Rent concession does. Water and sewer. Whoops. And that should be it. There shouldn't be 2 water and sewers. I need to delete that. I think in all of them we're using this 4360. Anyway, filter that. So what you can see is with water and sewer, I have 5,885. That's getting added to my 185. These other ones aren't showing up on here, but that leaves my total at 190,853. So whereas before on that previous, just pulling the rent roll total, that was showing just rental income because it was separating out my water and sewer income. So this is actually my true gross potential collections. That's 190,853. Now, your rental month to date is supposed to give you a general idea of how much you've collected specifically for, in this case, July's rent. So that is this number here, your 0 to 30 minus your gross potential collections right here. And that gives you an idea of how many people still need to pay July's rent. Okay, so now this is taken care of, this is taken care of, we're making good progress. Now you're looking at your work orders. Go back to my reports, owner and vendor reports, work orders, 750, and it's everything that's open. Hopefully I don't have any thing that's open from back in April, so this should be fine. Filter, and I'm gonna do created on. If you click up here, it should be pulling back the oldest one, which is 516 for me. So that's good to see. Again, I just like, unless you only have a couple, which would be great, it's just better to pull it all like this. So I'm going to go with export. And just out of force of habit, I always delete that. My created ons, it's the 11th, so looking at my report, I need completed today and then under 48 and over 48. So under is going to be everything that was put in yesterday or today. So and my counter's down here. That's the easy way to do it. So I've got 9 under and I've got 23 over. So the other thing I forgot to mention, if you have a vendor, which right here I can see I only have dwell at 750, all of these should say maintenance 750 on here, and just quickly looking at them, it seems like that is the case. If I had creative and restore it on here as well, then I could just filter them out by putting that on. Now I need to see how many were completed today. Oops, I'm going back to my work order report, And rather than pulling a new report, I'm just going to filter, clicking on completed, status on, completed on, and then it would just be today. And I just have 8, and these are all 750. It's not the end of the day, so hopefully I have a couple more come in, but there's my 8. And if I look at vendor, I had 0 on all of those. And again, this total out is the 23 plus 9, and you're not touching anything that's in gray because that's all automatically updated. Okay, now we're down to the traffic and guest card follow-up. So I'm going to look at my traffic, and I'm going to do this by going to my prospect source tracking. Choose my property, and I'm going to do my last month to date first. Doesn't really matter, or last month rather. So this is going to give me my, it's July, so this is going to give me June numbers. I got a total of 170, and I'm just going to go across the board here. I've got guest cards 170, showings 45. So this is the last month to date, and this is white only because you should only have to update this once. After I put this in today, for the rest of July, I shouldn't have to worry about this. So 170 for guest cards, and I'm looking right here, 45 for showings, 39 for applications, 45, 39. How many people were approved? 38, and 31 move-ins. Move outs, that's a different report, so I have to remember to come back to this one and actually do it like a, maybe I'll do it, no, purple. I'll come back to this one. Same here. Okay, so that's last month to date. Now I need to do this month to date. Actually, you know, I put these numbers in at the same time, is the easiest way to do that. While you have it up, you just do both columns at the same time. So this is for sourcing, and you do have to combine some of these because if they're putting in with call or walk, or somebody wrote it in just a little bit differently, it'll change it. So I'm going to do, alright, Craigslist 53. Do I have any other Craigslist stuff on here? Nope. So this is last month to date. Craigslist 53. Apartment guide. That's my next one. No source recorded 24. That's gonna have to get added into this one. Well, apartment guide 23. Drive-by 21. Word of mouth 18. Apartment magazine 11. Word of mouth 18. My apartment guide, or a magazine, isn't on here, so that's going to be just, you know, you can change these, but just for now, that will change my total there to 35. And Trulia, I don't have on there, so that's going to add into other. So that's 41. Residential referral, I'm going to put in with word of mouth. So that's word of mouth 22. And that leaves me at homes.com. I'm going to just add the rest of these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 41, that's 51, 170, and that's my total. So that's done correctly. Okay, so now my last month to date is done, and that's going to change what my variance is. So now I'm looking at month to date. And I'll just go up to my filter, and it is this month to date. And I have 43, 10, 26, 0. 43, 10, 26, 0. My move outs again, I gotta run that other report on. Now I need to look at what my traffic was, and I've got Craigslist 13. Make sure these are all 0. Whoops. Sorry, this is last month to date. Or this month to date. 13. No source. Get these. No source recorded. 12. Drive by 6. Word of mouth. 4. Apartment guide. 3. Oops. Atlanta Apartment Magazine 2. So the rest of these I'm going to do for other 2, 3, 4, 5. 43, that's my total. Great. So now I'm done with month to date. You can kind of see what my variance is and how I'm looking on my month progress. And then now I just need to do today. No guest cards put in today. That's a bad sign. So I would just have 0 in here. Of course, whatever you put in here, if you're running your report, should be reflected as well in the month to date, because today is included in today. Now I need to look at my move outs, and that is going to be my tenant tickler under tenant reports. 750. I'm doing my move outs, and it's this month to date. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 move outs, and then let's see what I had for last month. Filter down here, 17. So last month we had 31 move-ins, 17 move-outs. That's 14 gain. This month we've had 0 move-ins, 6 move-outs, so that's a -6. Okay, that leaves everything for traffic and guest card sourcing completed. Now we need to look at our guest card follow-ups. Guest cards. 750. I'm just looking at active and waitlisted. I've got 67. That's enough for me where it's just easier to export it. And I'm sorry, what I should have done is last activity date sorted by, because it's easier to do that, and then exported it. Delete those top 2. I'm going to do select all, since you wouldn't have to do this if you sorted it before exporting, but I'm doing last activity date, oldest to newest here. So last 48 is going to be everything that's 11 and 10. So That gives me 31 and 36. And there you go. You have run your report. I would save it if I were you, because it's so precious to lose. And remember, all of this here is informational. You don't need to change this. You don't need to change anything else in white. And the last month to date's the only exception. You're doing that once a month. Should take 10 minutes once you get fast at it. And if you've got a smaller property or a property that's completely leased up, should also be much faster. So any questions, shoot me an email.